Border security is the #1 issue in the state of Texas right now. Good evening, I'm Robert Hadlow.
I'm Shannon Wolfson. Reaction is still pouring in after Governor Rick Perry announced today's activation. Operation Strong Safety will send 1,000 National Guard troops at a cost of $12 million per month. Supporters of this plan want Washington to pick up the bill. But KXAN's Kevin Schwaller found Texas could get stuck with the tab.
Whether the money to activate the National Guard comes from Washington or from Texas, it's your taxes at work.
It's going to be state money. This is state active duty.
The governor says the state will likely use a budget process to pay for now. Supporters, though, are hoping the feds will eventually pay for troops at the border.
We don't want or expect this situation to lead to litigation, because we think that Washington will step up and do the right thing.
Still, Attorney General Greg Abbott says Texas needs to be ready for court. Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar is working closely on border issues. He's not so sure Washington will pay back Texas for its spending.
I just don't think so under the environment that we're in. The millions of dollars that they pay DPS to do this search, the big money that they're going to pay the National Guard, it's going to cost money, but again, I don't think the federal government is going to do that reimbursement.
Even court provides no guarantee Texas taxpayers will get money from Washington. In Austin, Kevin Schwaller, KXAN News.
Of course, Attorney General Greg Abbott is also running for governor. His Democratic opponent, Wendy Davis, weighed in on this issue today. Davis is calling for Governor Perry to call an emergency special session. Davis also wants to see more deputy sheriffs on the border, not the National Guard.
If history is any guide, Texas may have a tough time getting the federal government to pay up. Back in 1994, Texas filed a lawsuit against the government, hoping to get repaid for costs the state paid to deal with illegal immigration. Texas lost that court fight. A federal judge threw the state's lawsuit out. The announcement to send the National Guard to the Texas-Mexico border means about 1,000 members of the National Guard will have to put their lives on hold.
Today, KXAN went to Camp Mabry and Camp Swift looking for answers about what those Guard members should expect. Officials there have not yet responded. But at the news conference today, Adjunct General John Nichols said the work will start right away.
We're going to start immediate training to run them through any kind of training drills that we anticipate we might encounter in the field.
Nichols wanted also to make clear the National Guard will be at the border only in a supporting role for law enforcement officers.
This immigration issue is quickly shaping up to be what looks like a springboard for another presidential run for Governor Perry.
This administration needs to understand the importance of allowing the National Guard to go in and fill the gaps right now as they prepare long-term the Border Patrol agents that are going to be needed.
Over the weekend, Governor Perry was in Iowa, where the first presidential caucus is going to be held. The border topic has helped boost Perry's conservative credentials as he is lashed out at the Obama administration, even after meeting the president in Dallas last week to discuss the matter. Today, the Obama administration said the number of children crossing the U.S. border has dropped significantly. The presidents of Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras will visit the White House this week. Those are the countries authorities say most of the immigrants are escaping from. A White House spokesman offered up this comment to the governor.
We're hopeful is that Governor Perry will not just take these kinds of steps that are generating the kind of headlines I suspect he intended, but will actually take the kinds of steps that will be constructive to solving the problem over the long term.
But the president's request for $3.7 billion to deal with the crisis is meeting with deep criticism as well. The Congressional Budget Office sent out an analysis. The budget year ends at the end of September. The CBO says with the time it will take lawmakers to hammer out a bill and get it passed, it's likely only $25 million will be spent before the budget year ends, meaning the issue would come up yet again in October.